Brodes Media.
Over the weekend, and I'll include Friday, Halloween night as the weekend. I think that counts. They split. They lost to the Celtics, unfortunately, and it was their first loss of the season. And then they had a very business-like road trip to Brooklyn to handle a team that is winless. And they just clocked in, clocked out, got the dub. You had Kyle Lowry play. You know things are either going extremely fucking well or extremely fucking awful if you see Kyle Lowry at this stage of his career dribbling in minutes that are actually counted for. Oh, man. Anyway, let's begin with Friday night. Another exciting fight, if that's the way I'm looking to describe this. I don't know. My point is this. Resiliency was on full display. You're down 24. You're never out of it. And you had two serious chances to overcome that adversity and snag the dub. Tyrese Maxey hit the rim when he was charging the rack there. And then you also had the weird, hesitant Grimes possession where he throws it to Embiid, who has to launch it. He doesn't even get the shot off, and it was poor execution. It was horrible out of Grimes, but sometimes that happens. The reason I bring it up, though, is there is a debate going on. It's, should you be worried that they are constantly down double digits to teams, or should you be proud of the way that they put their blood, sweat, and tears onto the floor on a night-to-night basis? And knowing where this current roster and franchise is, I'm taking the latter. Yeah, I'm aware if you dig yourself a big hole against the Wizards, you probably have a better shot of actually getting the win compared to Pritchard starting off the scoring, the first quarter defense, the just horrendous transition defense, and Jaylen Brown scoring buckets. And a team like Boston will shred you and kill you more times than not when they get a 24-point lead, when they have a double-digit lead in the second half. You're playing with fire too much, and the better opponents will let you know it's time to get burned, while some of these bad opponents may allow for you to get out without any third-degree burns. You understand my point? But here's the thing. They could have won. So against a very reasonable opponent, down 24, down big, they still could have won. I wasn't the Brooklyn Nets on Friday night. But the turnovers, so messy. It's hard for me to crush this team, though, knowing what they have provided so far. I chalk it up to one of those games, you know, you'll learn from it. You got to find some things about your team, and you got to go through these losses to kind of get a grasp on exactly what you're going to be about. For example, Nick Nurse, after the game, went right to that third quarter and went right to some of his rotations and realized the VJ, Grimes, Watford, Edwards, Andre Drummond rotation, probably not his best way to substitute. And what happens, though, is Joel Embiid's on a minute restriction, and you're trying to get Maxey to not run 47 minutes a night, and you got to find time for him to get a rest and a breather, so you're not wearing him out, even though he's 24, and it seems like he never runs out of gas, and his gas tank's always full. It's game, 5, 6 of the season. So that's in the back of your mind. And maybe that just slipped past Nick Nurse in the moment. And that's going to happen. And you got to work through that stuff. But, you know, that's your head coach afterwards acknowledging we need to be crisper. We need to be smarter. We need to put different pieces on the floor together. And that'll help us out in those situations. And if there's nothing wrong with that, you're going to have those type of things pop up when you're not even through 10 basketball games. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Even though it's always a sour taste in your mouth when it's the stupid Boston Celtics, you take a lot of pride in the way that they went out there. And I'm not mad at Nick. I got people absolutely annihilating the coach for the final play. I got people ripping up Joel Embiid as if Joel Embiid was the reason why that play failed at the end. We got to get Maxey the ball. We got to do a better job. We can't allow Boston to take away your main option there coming out of, like hey, we got to have it bucket. All right, that can't happen. So there's so many layers to why that failed. Grimes not knowing what to do, and when the pressure came, he sort of panicked, and that obviously threw everything out of whack and out of sync. Joel was just the one that happened to be the guy that got the ball when other people screwed up, and he just had to launch it. But you got Embiid, Bill, horrible. I'm going Embiid. And with Nick, I'm not there yet. I'm not there where I say, you're awful. How dare you draw that? I'm not there. I'm not saying that's not a crucial part of a coach's job, especially in the playoffs. But this is the time of the year where the results should be consumed, should be digested, should be noted. But what if the next out-of-bounds play is a sensational wide open look? What if the next 3 designs are executed nicely and perfect and you win because of them? And this just happens to be one of the ones you would like to have back, but majority of the time you have the ones that you like. I just don't know yet. I'm aware that that was sloppy and it was a very poorly executed play, but I got to imagine in the NBA, when you're getting thrown all these new pieces and Embiid's in, no, he's not. Now we're playing with a new style, and it's just a whole unique, different run of a team with a new face of the franchise as well. You are going to have miscues. You are going to have panic moments. The point of this is you get the panic moments out of the way so you can continue to establish what you want to be. So that's why I'm not screaming from the mountaintop that this is some disaster. But, people want the results right away. And I don't even know what the results are supposed to be with this team. I have no clue. I'm taking the philosophy of I'm sitting back, I'm enjoying, and I'm just going to wait. Whatever happens with Paul George, I'll wait. Whatever happens with VJ, there's graphics of him being compared to Magic Johnson. Oh, I'll tell you what, though, that athleticism, this guy's trying to dunk on everybody against Brooklyn. He had an awesome second quarter. Kelly Oubre in the first quarter, when he scored 22 points in the first quarter, he was ridiculous. I mean, that was nuts. Grimes had, how many assists? He finished with 13 assists or so. He had, and a little, how about that? A little behind the back? Hey! Oh, a little behind, hey! On a fast break, team was just humming. And that was after a pretty rough third quarter. They scored 17 points in the third. And I'm thinking, this is just terrible. And I was actually really wondering what the third quarter was going to look like in Brooklyn, because Tyrese Maxey let it known, and his voice carries a ton of weight now. This is the guy that wants the Sixers to have a standard. So when he talks, I listen. I check the fuck in to see what the response is to some of his remarks. And he goes, we had a bad first quarter against Boston. We played pretty well from there. In some of these other games, we had a bad third quarter, but we had a good first, second, and fourth quarter. So we got to find a way to clean up one of the bad quarters, and the rest of the game, we're doing okay. We got to clean up that one messy quarter. Wherever it comes, whether it's the first, whether it's the third, we got to do it. And the way they played against Brooklyn, they were up 18 points at half. Oubre carried the workload in the first quarter. VJ had some nice stretches there where he was the point producer in the second quarter. Things are humming along. So what's the third? And then the third was a little rough. But the Nets are such a disaster. It didn't crush you too bad. But it was still there a little bit on the offensive side. And you want to bring up defense. I can't really I can't really put a lot of emphasis maybe on defending certain guys and how they played on the defensive end throughout certain pockets when you're playing talent that's on the Brooklyn Nets. Like they're It's irresponsible to put a team out like that, let's say. And that's coming from me. I watched the 76ers during a time where they couldn't win a damn game if they tried to save their lives. What are you going to do? I can't get over the fact that I'm watching Kyle Lowry play. No Joel Embiid on Sunday night. So a lot of fast-paced play. I'm probably one of the only fans in this city that's actually disappointed when Joel Embiid's not out there because I do want to see greatness.